Okay, so this is Susan Strong, and boy oh boy, some big revelations on this one. Of course, the biggest one being that Princess Bubblegum has even more clothes. Did you see? She wore two different outfits this time. Unbelievable. No, hell with that shit. Like, all this...
Oh, but come on, that is totally a revelation. That these characters actually change clothes.
I guess a little bit. For me, just seeing all this stuff going on, I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? And then, like, that ending is, like, really open-ended and, like, sort of uncomfortable in a way, and, like, it's bittersweet, and I'm like, wow. Like, I was actually, like, it's one of the first times where I'm really like, yeah, what is the story behind this? I mean, you always sort of, like, in the back of your head, you're thinking, oh, it might be fun just to know what's going on, but this is the first one I was like, yeah, I really want to know. I want to know the story now. They gave just enough intrigue on that. You know, just enough of a clue. And, well, okay, for those who don't know or whatever, had to be reminded, this is one where they find a shelter that's underground, and these people, they're all wearing, like, animal heads, very similar to what Finn had on, are down there, and they sort of kind of speak English, but they haven't spoken it in a while, so they're sort of learning this stuff again. And he comes across one called Susan, who's just a giant lady, and introduces her to the Candy Kingdom, and she likes candy. Lord knows they probably haven't had anything sweet for years. And
Poor Peppermint Butler.
yeah, and she goes and she wants to get other people to come and feed on the place, but then they fight them off and they take off the animal hats, and it looks like they're kind of fish people, or I think they're mutants. I think they're doing the Futurama route, it sounds like to me. Like, they're just, like, the apocalypse or whatever actually, like, mutated them, or so they're still people, they're just, like, mutated fin people, whatever. They did that in Futurama. And, yeah, and then at the end you don't know if she's human or if she's one of these animal people, and then they leave on that line, which is actually, like, this really deep line, like, do you think she was human or a wild animal? And Jake's like, we're all wild animals. And I'm like, it's kind of cliche, but it's also kind of deep.
Yeah.
And it's an episode where it really kind of fits. So I really like this one. I was, like, really pulled in, and it's the first time where it's like, no, now I like the show and I want to keep seeing more of it, but it's the first time where I'm like, wow, I really want to know what's going on now. Like, I'm really fascinated.
Welcome to the fold.
Yeah, no, it's like, it just took this one episode, but it's like suddenly, like, 8 giant things were dropped in your lap, and you're like, whoa, okay, you didn't get all the answers, but it's like, it's sort of the start of it, and now it's like, yeah, I really want to know where it's going. Or just where it went, how it all got to this point. So yeah, I'm really fascinated now.
I just really liked when they go down there initially and they're looking around, and Jake is like, we can rule them like gods. Angry
God,
gods.
that was really funny. His delivery was so good too. Angry gods. I also like the voice actor who's doing Finn. You know, it's obvious his voice is getting deeper, but it's like he's working with it really well, or did work with this. You know, pretty old now, but and like there's one part where Jake turns himself into a couch, and Finn sits down, and Suzuki's just like, come on, like that. And I don't think that would have been as funny if he had the higher pitch voice. I think the pitch he has now is really good. So it's one of those things where it's like, because that's always the big concern, what's going to happen when the child actor or actress grows up and the voice changes and stuff. And they seem to work with it pretty well.
Yeah. I thought it was just a fun episode. I wouldn't say it's one that really got me hooked right away. Because I kind of was guessing that they weren't going to be human. And it was like, oh, damn, they're not. That kind of sucks. But yeah, with Susan, you still don't know. She never took off her hood. You didn't know that. I just like when she started eating, like, the candy and was just like, oh. Or, actually, one of my favorite lines is where she's rolling in the grass. Well, first she face plants.
And and then it's just walking.
You killed her. And then Finn goes up and he's like, oh, you got some grass blood on you.
And probably know the glass could be like, knowing this plays, it could have like little faces and they could talk or whatever.
You never know, actually. This poor grass. Come to think of it.
We're monsters.
No, we don't live in Ooh.
Oh, okay. Well, we're fine.
Go mow your lawns, people. It's okay.
But what if the happening was right? and the plants are alive and trying to kill us.
Then they're doing a very poor job.
That's true. I think they can do better.
Considering all the venomous and destructive and violence that plants could possibly cause.
Yeah, they're pretty low on the totem pole in terms of killing people.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
It's almost like Shyamalan didn't make a good movie.
Did he ever?
There's that one where Bruce Willis was a superhero. No, that sucked too. No, there is no good movie he ever made, especially one with Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I do agree, actually.
That's a shame. Oh well. So, yeah, I really like this one. I got really pulled in, and, yeah, any closing thoughts?
I did like when Peebles is talking to Finn.
You're just gonna call her that from now on.
Yep, Peebles.
Okay.
Is talking to Finn about, memories of humans, and he's like, yeah, when that happens, I've never met one, and I get all, oh, and he just, like, his eyes get big, and he gets, like, all, like, kind of, like, depressed and sad, and he's just like, and then later on, or a few seconds later, Jake snaps him out, and she's about to say the same thing again, and she catches herself. And I know you and Jory have been saying, like, how much kind of a bitch she is and all that stuff.
I don't have a problem.
I'm just, okay. I kind of see there that it's not really that she's a bitch. She just doesn't know how to handle herself in all situations. She's too wrapped up in the science that she forgets about human emotion.
What was that one where she went really crazy with, like, the Ice King or whatever? Was it the Ice King? Was that the one? Where, like... No, or like her hair falls out or something.
What, the Duke of Nuts?
Yeah, no, the Duke of Nuts. Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, but I think if that happened to most women, or even men, they'd probably...
It's happening to me, and I'm not going that nuts.
Yeah, but it wasn't done by someone else.
It was done by God.
Well, then yell at him!
I have.
See? You pulled a Peebles.
It's done no good.
See? You still look beautiful.
Do I?
Yes.
Thank you. You look sexy in your new shirt.
Thank you.
Wait a minute.
Ah!
That's the same shirt from last time!